Well, hello. My name is Coach Kev Deneen, and today I want to talk a little bit about that first step of the thought and the concept of, do I really want to be a personal trainer? For many people, being a personal trainer, you just think about spending a lot of time in the gym and spending a lot of time working out and helping people change their lives and figure out what exercises are right for them. But for the personal trainer, there's more considerations that need to be taken into account. And so I wanted to kind of go over both the lifestyle, the financial, and other considerations and review those. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Coach Kev Deneen. We have two gyms in the city. Even going further back, I have a bachelor's degree in sports medicine. I've spent a lot of time, 1,500 clinical hours with sport teams, including basketball, football, hockey. Hockey and football were the two that I enjoyed the most. Nothing against basketball. But, and then I moved to the city in 2006. Didn't know anybody really within the training industry, but started to learn a lot more about the industry and really have been, not even waist deep, but in the deep end since I started. So, but enough about me. Let's talk about you. So, first things first. This is something where I would start to set your expectations, right? Start your expectations and then evaluate your why. Why do you really want to get into personal training? Like somebody who loves food that wants to potentially start a restaurant or become a chef. Those are very different levels. You want to become a chef because you love food and you want others to experience it. You'll probably be a great chef. You're going to share your passion for food. Similarly, for personal trainers, sharing your passion for changing lives through fitness and understanding that in fitness, you're probably going to get the experience of discovering what you thought was previously impossible. Now you can do what you didn't think was possible. That's fun. But evaluating that initial why. Something to think about, it is easy to get into personal training, right? Take a certification. You can do it this weekend, and you're rocking and rolling. Most gyms will hire you. You might not make a lot of money, but you'll at least get hired and get your boots on the ground. So it's not that hard to get into personal training. It's well known. But that said, it's also easy to get out. You can just walk out. There's minimal investment. You don't have to buy equipment. You don't have to all this stuff. If you want to be a personal trainer, go ahead. Go ahead. It doesn't take much. It's if you get out and if you can get in and out into something quickly, there's low risk. That's kind of what that thought process is right there. The only counter to that is this also makes it potentially, I would say actually that this is the risk, is that, you're going to hear about the personal trainers making $200 to $300 an hour. A, they don't make $200 to $300 an hour only for new clients. B, that's after 5 to 8 years. So it doesn't start that way. But the flip side, it can be fun, right? You're in sweatpants. You get to wear sweatpants to work. You get to take naps in the middle of your day. You get to have and make protein shakes and make recipes and film your work experience. Not many people are, hey, watch me make this Excel spreadsheet. Nobody does that. Maybe they do. But it's a little bit more fun than the average job. And then the other thing, look, if going back to your why, you can change lives. You really have the opportunity to get somebody to do what they previously thought was impossible. That's a powerful statement. I should say this too. It starts out like anything else. Like it's hard at first. There's a little bit of a hockey stick, a learning curve. So get to know that. Get to know that it's not going to be easy. And yeah, I think you'll have fun with it. Certifications. This was a common question. The timeline for this, depending on you, you could take them in a weekend. You could take them, and study for weeks and take a big certification. There's multiple certifications. I think understanding that the certification is one of the first hurdles, the first gateways to the business. That's important. But understanding that once you're done, then the real things start to matter. NASM, NSCA, NFTA, they're all great certifications. In addition, make sure to get CPR and AED certified. if you do have a timeline, if you feel like you just want to go, you just want to start now, you can just take a different certification, a $200 to $400 certification, one that you can study online. You don't have to wait for the books. You don't have to do all this stuff. Keep in mind, when I took my certification, it was a 3 to 6 month study period. I had to drive to Cleveland. This is when I lived in Rochester, to take it on a computer that was in a testing center. It's very different now. So taking a training certification is very different. But again, if you don't have time, then you can take a simpler one, ACE, AFPT, American Federation for Personal Trainers, AFA, the American Federation for Aerobic Activity. And then this is where I was getting at with my first point. Internships will shape your experience and your expertise and your understanding way more than the certifications. Nothing against certifications. Certifications can be like very corrective exercise based. They can be very athletic and sport specific based. But I think what you're going to find is you're going to gravitate towards one field or another, meaning you will like training athletes. You will like training older folks. You will like training people after physical therapy. You will like training youth. You will find that the internship will shape you. So that is potentially even bigger. This is where we get into the next step. Oops, I did this backwards. But that's fine. We can go over this. Practically speaking, this is where your investment in yourself and in the process matters. So first thing I always tell people is make sure you put yourself in your client's shoes. If you're a bodybuilder, most people don't want to be bodybuilders. Sure, some do, but most people don't. On the island of Manhattan, I've met very few. And that's out of 900,000 people. I would say there's less than 2% of all gym goers and less than 1% of the island. It's just not a lot of people. That said, understanding who your client is. If it's a mom, do they want to do the West Side barbell powerlifting template? Probably not. If it's a runner that's doing a marathon, do they want to do a total body German volume training split? Probably not. So just really putting yourself in the client's shoes is super important. A couple ways to do that. Number one is you can try different workout programs to find A, what you like, but also B, what the client should do. One of my mantras is that I don't ever put a client through something that I haven't done. So for instance, I've done all the powerlifting, I've done the running, I've done the half marathon, I've done the rowing, I've done the ski erg, I've done hockey specific training, I've done kettlebell specific training. I've done all of these things to make sure that I know what the client's expectations of the experience should be. Meaning, as they go through it, I won't be surprised when they experience pain in their low back if they're doing a kettlebell swing or something along those lines, because I've had the exposure and experience to do it. In addition to understanding that that's more than likely a risk. So keeping that in mind, try those things. Also, try challenges and competitions. Obviously, you can try a figure, road races. There's rowing challenges. You can try different diets. The one that everyone's trying right now is keto. 12 years ago, it was Atkins. It doesn't in South Beach. It doesn't matter. It's always going to be stuff that's on the bookshelves or virtual bookshelves that people are going to be trying. And try what your clients are trying. Make sure to put yourself in those clients' shoes. If they're reading Men's Health or Women's Health or something else, make sure you're reading it too. That's super important because you don't want to be left alone in that. On the professional side, kind of working backwards, as I said, this is where internships are interesting because you understand the timeline matters. When I was I'll start at sophomore in college. I did an internship with a corporate wellness program. Didn't like it as much. It was included with the corporate program. It was in Buffalo, New York, and so people weren't that motivated because they didn't have to pay for it. It was part of their benefits package. So, and my lesson there was if you don't pay for it, you probably don't value it as much, and that was true. We didn't have a lot of people that stuck it out. I also did a chiropractic and sports medicine and sport performance and strength and conditioning. Those are all very different internships, and each of those vastly different. Each of those completely shaped how I wanted to experience or get out of